Hey everyone, Coach Matt Dietrich back with you today. Excited to continue my video log on coaching. Today we're going to talk about specifically mentorship in coaching. It's time that we change our approach and change the focus of mentorship to be very much more proactive. There's nothing new out there, coaches. Kids have come for generations, and it's time that we, as a community of coaches, help each other out. We share the tips and tricks and ultimately empower this community of coaches that's leading our future leaders. Really, there's a couple different approaches when it comes to mentorship. There's the one actively seeking out mentorship. Maybe it's the first time coach or an inexperienced coach, maybe coaching a new sport. And then there's kind of being that experienced coach that can share and impart some knowledge and wisdom on a new coach. So when do we seek out mentorship? I'll tell you, coaches, if you're thinking about it, it's probably time, if you haven't done it already. I know that there are tons of different ways to do it, but really, when you start to feel like, hey, I want to get better at what I'm doing with either youth or even elite level athletes, it's time to talk to someone who's maybe been there and that can help you out along the way. As being the experienced coach, when we're approached by a coach for the first time, it can kind of take you off guard because, a lot of coaches say they enjoy the process of coaching. It's a long season, it's a journey. Perfection is unobtainable, therefore it is a journey, not a destination, right? So they are always on this journey, and they might not feel like they are actually equipped for it. But as the experienced coach, you need to be opportunistic when it comes to seeing a first-time coach approach you and asking for advice. Don't be afraid to hold back. Don't be afraid to give them maybe even some advice that might be for a higher level athlete than they're coaching. You never know where they can take that bit of advice and make it their own, and ultimately that shines through in their program through their coaching. And really, it's about being more intentional about mentorship. As coaches, we have that approach where it can be a lonely island sometimes. And your decisions impact lives of your assistant coaches, your student athletes, your parents that are in the program, boosters, on and on and on. And so really, when we can share our stories about what we've experienced as coaches, and especially being intentional about bringing those stories forward, that's, I think, where we learn and we get the biggest boost in terms of equipping ourselves to be able to handle any situation as a coach. So I kind of have a phrase that I hope coaches can remember whenever they go into an opportunity to network or become a mentor or seek out a mentor. I think you need to enter conversations with the eyes and ears of a student, and you need to enter those conversations with the heart of a teacher and a learner. The heart of a teacher, Dave Ramsey, no matter where you land on that spectrum, he uses that phrase a lot. I believe in it. It's true. If you come in your approach to anything with the heart of a teacher, especially as a coach, then you're automatically feeling empathy for your players and establishing connections and much more relationship building. Same thing, coming with a heart of a learner. It's especially when you're seeking out mentorship, everything that coach is telling you should be soaked up like a sponge. It should really be something that you internalize and make your own, as we previously talked about, because that's how it's going to become a fixture in your program. Just hearing it or just showing up to a coaching clinic and not internalizing it is a waste of your time, honestly, and it's a waste of the coach's breath. So enter it with the heart of a teacher and a learner. Entering those conversations with the eyes and ears of a student is always being attentive. Sometimes when seeking mentorship, you might approach an experienced coach that that might not jive with your style. I'll never forget walking into a practice and just seeing a very transactional coaching style, but this coach had won championships famous state Arizona coach and a long time and Hall of Fame coach. And so he's got the pedigree and he's got the resume. So just because his coaching style didn't match my coaching style doesn't mean that there wasn't something to learn. So again, approaching with the eyes and ears of a student, yes, I picked up a lot of great drills and I picked up a lot of good phrases, lingo that coach used that was easy and straight to the point. But I also learned what I did not want to bring. And so if I was just ignoring all of the not, I would not have internalized that and made it my own and really developed my ideology around I do not want that type of transactional coaching in my program. I'm not going to be that. So, just entering with the eyes and ears of a student into those conversations or the practice that you're seeing or a coaching clinic, you're going to see what you want and what you don't want. And it will take a long time for you to realize that and kind of write down your legacy as a coach. But through the networking, through getting mentors and through mentorship, you're going to find that approach over time. The importance of networking, it really helps you refine your craft, and it's for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're the first time coach or if you're the most experienced coach that's in your youth basketball program. If that's you, then you need to go talk to someone and that's a high school coach that's been there for a long time. See if they can impart some wisdom on you. If you're that high school coach, seek out a local community college coach or a lower level college coach, or just keep looking up. You never know what opportunities might even come of that. And as a coach, if you want to get to the highest level, then mentorship and networking go hand in hand. The more you can say you've mentored other coaches, the bigger body of work that you have, not just the players that you've coached. So there's really an opportunity through networking, and the importance of mentorship it's unique. And so there's different types of mentorship, right? There's the direct mentorship. That's where you approach a coach. You say, hey, coach, I've really enjoyed your style of coaching. You've had a lot of success. Maybe you start asking him questions. That's when you ask, hey, coach, can I shadow you at a couple practices? Or can I maybe sit behind your bench during some basketball games just to get a sense of how you communicate during the game and your flow? And sometimes it just, talking. A coach talking to you about their style can be difficult. So the shadowing approach to direct mentorship really can help you get an inside look without having to have that mentor, dig through the files of their brain and remember every experience they've had. I think assistant coaching, all of you coaches out there, I know I'm one of them. I think that I'm the only coach a team needs. If I got 10 guys, I think I can run them and I don't need an assistant coach. I am slowly learning that is not the case. I'm still going to try it here this next season, just coaching myself, but certainly would be nice if there was an assistant coach there. But actually I have a great parent group that's helping to step up for me, which is fantastic. But assistant coaching, that is an opportunity for direct mentorship. You are working for that coach. You are, not obeying orders, but more or less obeying orders from that coach, and then you're getting to work with their players in that coach's system. The best assistant coaches don't try and go on their own. They are constantly bringing back whatever it is they're working on to the philosophy of that coach. And so you are ingrained in it, you learn it. It's an important skill to be able to take a concept from one entity and then be able to translate it to another. That's basically what you're doing, as taking it from the head coach, delivering it to the players, whether it's through the drill or through an exercise. So assistant coaching is a great way to get some mentorship. Finally, there is that player-coach relationship. Every coach that I've had growing up has had a direct impact on me. And yes, I wasn't a coach seeking out mentorship at the time, but I was a player, And eventually I was going to bring that into my coaching styles today. I've been blessed with great coaches growing up. I've had some transactional coaches growing up, and I've had some great double goal coaches that really decided to build a relationship with me, and I fostered that relationship back with them. So I've been able to see through as a player. So that's another opportunity, coaches. Don't be afraid to talk to your players about what you're doing. When you model the behavior that you want of your student athletes or your players or whoever you have that you're coaching, that's an opportunity to directly impact their coaching style in the future. And parenting styles, well, we won't get into that, I'm not there yet. But there's other ways of mentorship as well. There's indirect mentorship. I like to call those social coaches out there. Social media is a fantastic platform that we have, that we can utilize to talk to other coaches. It costs you nothing to send a direct message to the best trainers or the best physical therapists or the best NBA coaches or the best NBA teams. It costs you nothing to send them a message or to write a comment and ask a question. And I'll tell you, the best ones, they engage with their audience because they know that is a great form of mentorship. They are on that platform to be mentors. That's why I use my social media. I mean, yes, it's great when you get 100 likes on a picture, but really, I love it when people engage with me and they ask what I'm doing, especially, friends and family. I love to respond to them, but then those other people that I meet when either I'm on the road with the Trailblazers or going and doing a coaching clinic here in Portland, when I connect with them, that gets my juices flowing. And so, yeah, we have that conversation over the internet, and right there, I've become a pseudo mentor for that person. Coaching clinics, it's a directly indirect way to get mentorship because it's much more of a networking thing, and usually you're there with anywhere between 10 and 100 coaches listening to other coaches speak about basketball topics, game strategies, drills, different ideologies of the game. And that is an important skill, to be able to listen to other coaches and then bring that back, again, make it your own and form it into your program however you see it best fitting. I warn some people about coaching clinics because sometimes coaches will just stand up there and wax poetic about one topic at a time. If that's the case, then make sure you pick your topics that you want mentorship in or that you want to learn in very intentionally. You might really want to avoid that conversation around social media if you're a coach that's going through different Title IX things in your program. You want to build a women's and a men's program. Make sure you go out and you're going to that one rather than wasting your time with something you don't like. So coaching clinics, a form of indirect mentorship, I would say, because sometimes it's not so hands-on. There are great coaching clinics out there. I like to think that I lead great coaching clinics because I get my coaches up and moving and thinking and talking with each other. But it's still another great way, especially as an inexperienced coach, to just be inundated with information and being able to soak it up with the eyes and ears of a student and going into that with the heart of a teacher and a learner. Ultimately, coaches, your everyday actions on and off the court are a form of mentorship. You've signed up to be a coach. You are a role model, whether you thought it or not. Signing on the dotted line, being that coach made you a role model to 10, 15 kids. It also makes you a figurehead for the entire program that you are coaching in. So all the parents, all the family, the friends, whenever they come to a game, they look at you, coach, because you're leading that team. So with your everyday actions, you provide mentorship to those people in your program, other coaches you're coaching against. You provide mentorship maybe even to the tournament facilitators, maybe even people in the audience that you have no idea are watching you, other coaches even. So make sure that we approach it with intention, that we are being those role models, and that we are approaching the game in the right way, and being those good citizens off the court. Then that's a great form of indirect, because little eyes and little ears are watching. Great form of indirect mentorship right there. And that's my the conversation today regarding mentorship and coaching. Coaches, I hope this inspires you to want to go out there and maybe start up a conversation with a coach that you've seen in and out of the gym before, or that you've always wanted to connect with. Go up to them, shake their hand, look them in the eye, introduce yourself. Right there, you're building the emotional tank and you're building the relationship, and then go ahead and have a great conversation and approach it with the heart of a teacher and a learner and the eyes and ears of a student. Coaches, have a great day. It's a Ball Don't Lie Friday. Let's go.